All right, we have one case that's on our docket for today, and this is a mock trial, so everybody understands that we're going to take some liberties with the procedures that we would usually use in court, starting with the selection of the jury. Normally, you have to be of good moral character to serve on a jury. We're going to dispense with that rule so that we can let the five of you, serve, and we won't have to worry about whether or not you qualify. Is that all right with y'all? And then the next step after jury selection, well, actually during jury selection, both sides would have an opportunity to ask you questions, and then they could exercise what are called preemptory challenges. So either side wish to question the jurors, prospective jurors? All right, then we'll allow you all to serve. So that will expedite things quite a bit. The next step would be for the reading of, or for me to give you they would be sworn in, and then I would give you an initial set of instructions. Those instructions are usually 15 to 16 pages long. We will not read you the 16-page instructions, but we'll try to give you a little brief overview of what that's like. We will ask you to stand and be mock sworn in, so as the jurors.
Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that you will try, well, and truly try the issues of the state of Tennessee is the plaintiff, and Kyle Bush is the defendant, and a true verdict give according to the law and evidence, so help you God.
All right, thank you. You may sit down. All right. Now, it's my understanding we don't have an actual indictment, is that correct? But we understand that the defendant is charged with domestic violence. Is that my understanding, General Crouch? All right. And I want to give you a little bit of instructions about this case. The state is represented by the District Attorney General for the 23rd Judicial District, Mr. Ray Crouch, Jr., who's here, and seated with him is his witness, and I'll let him introduce who that might be. So. Then we also have the defense, Mr. Bush, who is represented by Shelby Sylvie, an attorney of good standing. So at this point in time, the next step would be for me to read you a set of instructions. Those instructions are general outlines of what you as jurors would be doing and what the charge would be. And it would be basically that you would be advised that he is charged with domestic assault and that he is presumed to be innocent until such time if ever the state proves his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. It also, the instructions would be to give you some instructions on what you as jurors would be doing and what the trial judge and the lawyers would be doing during the trial. I would give you a set of instructions regarding the law as well. And some of those instructions would be the definition of the offense of domestic assault, which is a domestic assault is basically an assault that occurs in a domestic situation. And then the second thing would be that you would be advised that the state has the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And for you to find him guilty, the state would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed an assault against a person with whom he was in a domestic situation. The reasonable doubt standard is not beyond all doubt, but rather is to a moral certainty, and that's the law that would be instructed to you to do that. You would also be given a set of instructions regarding how you are to weigh the credibility of witnesses, and we'll dispense with that because I trust your judgment. You'll be listening to these people and probably won't believe any of them, but you can go ahead and make your own decisions. So. All right, so the state has the burden of proof, and they will then read, the next step would be for the reading of the indictment against the defendant. General Crouch, do you wish to read the indictment? All right, so the indictment would be read, which is charging him with on a certain day with committing the offense of domestic assault. To that indictment, how does the defendant plead, Mr. Bush? All right, not guilty. And whenever you need to, you can turn on your microphone. We've been through this on every criminal docket call day, as you know. So, all right. So the next step would be for the state to put on, make an opening statement. Does the state wish to make an opening statement? Waived opening. Does the defense wish to make an opening statement? Right. Both sides have waived the opening statements, so we'll move now to the state's proof. State may call your first witness. Come up, please.
Charlotte Richards,
Thank you. And spell your last name, please.
Richards.
Court reporter has to make sure she identifies you properly.
Grab the base of that microphone and pull it towards you, please. There you go.
Okay, Ms. Richards, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury why you're here today?
I was assaulted by my boyfriend,
Who is your boyfriend?
Kyle Bush.
Are you still together with the defendant?
No,
Do you see Kyle Bush in the courtroom today?
I do.
And can you identify him for us, please?
He's sitting right there.
And what's he wearing?
Black and gray polo.
Okay. How long were you dating Mr. Bush before this incident?
Oh, 2 years.
2 years? And go back to the night when you were, I believe, at a restaurant. Is that correct?
A bar, a restaurant.
A bar? Which bar were you at?
Dixon Sports Bar.
Dixon Sports Bar? Who were you there with?
Kyle Bush.
Anybody else?
No, just the two of us.
Just you two?
Just the two of us went there.
Okay. Did you all ride together?
We did.
Whose vehicle?
Mine. No, his. No, mine. I'm sorry. Mine.
Your vehicle?
Yes.
All right. Is it a truck or a passenger sedan?
It's a sedan, passenger sedan.
Okay. Who drove to the bar?
I did.
And were you drinking?
No.
Did you drink while you were at the bar?
No.
Did Mr. Bush?
Yes.
What did you observe him to drink?
Beer.
Is that what he usually drinks?
Yes.
Okay. What happened while you were at the restaurant with Mr. Bush?
Someone would look at me and he would get jealous thinking that we were talking or I was cheating on him, and he just started being really belligerent, getting angry and angrier the more he drank, and I felt like it was a good idea to leave.
Okay. Did you make contact with any other folks while you were at the bar? I mean, did you speak to another man, or did another man approach you?
No, sir.
But you observed that he was getting angry?
Yes.
How so?
He would grab my arm like nonchalantly and just say like, I know you're talking to somebody, or I know you're cheating on me. And I would tell him repeatedly that I'm not, but he would just get angrier and angrier throughout the night.
Okay. How long were you at the bar?
I can't recall, honestly. I don't want to give a false statement. I don't know how long we were there.
Okay. Well, let's give it some context. If it opened at 5 p.m. and closed at 2 a.m., were you there the entire time, or for a shorter period of time?
A shorter period of time, maybe a couple hours.
A couple hours. All right. And what prompted you to leave?
One, I felt like he was kind of making a scene. He thought he might have been being discreet, but I could sense that people were starting to kind of stare. And I just felt like it was better to get out of there.
Okay. How did you leave?
We drove home. I drove.
Well, I'm asking more specifically, if you noticed people may have been paying attention or thought that he might be causing a scene, did you tell him, hey, it's time to go, or did you nudge him to leave, or did you get the bill and pay and leave? How did it go down?
I just grabbed the keys and I just kind of headed for the door, and he followed.
Okay. What happened when you got to your car?
I kept saying really rude things, just being belligerent. I just continued to get in the driver's seat, and he got eventually in the car, and we took off
Where were you driving?
to our house,
And where is that house?
144 Deed Street.
Is that in Dixon County, Tennessee?
Yes.
All of these incidents occurred in Dixon County, Tennessee?
Yes.
All right. As you were driving to your house, what happened?
He pulled my hair. He punched me in the side of the face. He grabbed my arm. again, just saying some really terrible things.
Can you describe for the jury how he was pulling your hair?
He would grab the back of my head and kind of just pull my hair, and just grab my arm aggressively as he was talking. And at one point, he just kind of struck me in the side of my face.
This is while you were driving?
Yes.
Did it interfere with your ability to drive the car?
Yes.
Were you able to make it home without wrecking?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about your hair. Did anything happen with it?
When he pulled my hair, I do believe some of my hair came out.
In the car?
Yes,
And did you observe your hair lying in the car?
I did.
Okay. What happened when you got home?
I was terrified. I didn't want to make a report or call the police because I didn't know what he was much more capable of doing. So I went in our room and I just went to bed.
You went into your room? You went to bed?
Yes.
What did he do?
He continued to drink, but he stayed out in the living room, and that was the end of that.
If you were in bed, how do you know he continued to drink?
I could hear him playing loud music, going to the fridge. I could hear another can open or being opened, which to me just means that he was staying up and he continued to drink.
Did he drink canned beer?
Mhm.
Did he drink canned any other drinks? Meaning, if you didn't see him, how could you distinguish the of a can opening?
Gotcha. We didn't have any soda in the fridge.
Okay. So if you heard a can opening, it had to be beer.
Yeah.
All right. How late do you think he stayed up drinking?
I can't recall.
What'd you do the next morning?
The next morning, I waited till he got up and went to work. I packed as much things as I could, and I left to go to a friend's house to get away from there.
Anything else happened that day of significance?
Yes, I decided to go to the sheriff's office to make a report because I knew I felt like I needed to make a report.
And did you communicate with the defendant at all that morning?
No,
No text messages?
not that morning. It was when I was on my way to the sheriff's office that he began texting me.
Okay. So did he know you were on the way to the sheriff's office?
I did not tell him, and I turned my location, we use Life 360. I turned it off. I don't know how, at first I didn't know how he was able to find out where I was going.
Okay. Approach the witness, Your Honor.
You may.
Ms. Richards, you said that you had received a text message from him. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you submitted your telephone to the Dixon County Sheriff's Office for a forensic extraction.
I did.
And do these records reflect what the text messages that were sent between you and the defendant
Yes.
as you were going towards the sheriff's department?
Yes.
And what is this first text message?
In all capital letters, it says answer the phone.
And next?
I know you turned Life 360 off.
All right, next?
I replied, I'm not doing this with you. That's the last time you put your hands on me.
So there were two messages, answer the phone, and I know you turned Life 360 off, is that correct?
Yes.
And those were from the defendant?
Yes,
And your reply was, I'm not doing this with you, that's the last time you put your hands on me?
that's correct.
What's the next message?
It's a picture. He sent a picture of his firearm. He's
Okay.
got a Glock.
And do you have that picture with you?
I do.
Can you hold it up for the jury to see? And can you describe that firearm?
It's a black Glock.
Okay, is there something attached to the Glock?
It's got a light.
Okay, so had you seen this pistol in person?
Yes,
You've seen it in his hand or him carrying the pistol?
yes,
And he sent you a picture of the pistol in this text thread?
yes.
All right. And what's the next text message say?
He says, you talk and I have something for you.
Okay. And next?
I say, leave me alone. Don't contact me anymore. I'm going to the police.
When you saw the text message from him immediately following the photograph of the pistol, what did you think?
I was terrified. I mean, I feel like he was threatening to use it on me if I spoke to the police.
And Your Honor, I would make this collective Exhibit 1, please.
Any objection? Mike, mark it Exhibit 1 collective, so.
Ms. Richards, when you got to the Dixon County Sheriff's Office, did you go to the administrative building?
I did.
What happened there?
As I was parking, I had parked and I was getting out of my car. I saw his truck drive by, so I started to walk faster towards the building, and then I heard shots. It's a picture of my parked vehicle. You can see me running towards the entrance and then his truck driving by.
Will you show that to the jury? So what color is his truck?
White.
And can you point to it on the picture? And then point to yourself. And what are you doing there?
Running.
Why are you running?
Because I'm scared. I heard gunshots.
How many gunshots did you hear?
More than one. It was a couple.
Okay. At least 2,
Yes.
maybe 3?
Possibly, yes.
All right. I'll make that State's Exhibit number 2, please.
Mark it as Exhibit 2.
And can you identify this photograph?
Same parking lot. You can see my car is parked and you can see his truck going in the opposite direction as if he turned around and now he's leaving.
Notice in that photograph, it's different from the previous because the truck is going in an opposite direction.
Yes.
In this photograph that you have in your hand, is the driver's side window and door closer to you?
Yes.
Is the window down?
Yes.
And can you identify who's driving the vehicle?
Yes.
Who's driving it?
Kyle Bush.
Defendant?
Yes.
Is there anybody else in the vehicle?
Not that I can see, no.
Make that State's Exhibit number 3.
General Crouch, are you asking that these photographs be exhibited to the jury, passed to the jury?
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes in a trial, we will have exhibits like this that can be demonstrated up on the big screen. But this being a mock trial, we're not going to that extent. But you do get to look at the photographs closely.
Now, Ms. Richards, I would ask you to turn your attention to the screen. I think you've already identified the car on the far left side, is that correct?
Yes,
That's your vehicle?
that's
And
correct.
that's when you parked at the Sheriff's Administrative Building?
Yes.
One more time, Ms. Richards, will you describe for the jury what just happened on the screen? Because I'm not sure that all of them were paying attention.
I got out of my vehicle, and as I was exiting my vehicle, I saw his vehicle approaching. I heard gunfire, and I started running towards the entrance. He turned around, and I could see that it was him driving, and he sped off.
Okay. You get out, you see his truck, you hear gunfire,
I do.
and you see him driving.
Yes.
Your Honor, I will make a copy of this video the State's next exhibit. It'll have to be late filed, if ever filed, because I don't have a
All
disc.
right, we'll mark it as late filed exhibit.
Thank you.
Next in order, number 4. Libby, are they being graded on how well they pay attention?
Oh, they're looking at the.
Apparently, high school students' attention span is just about what it was when I was in high school, so.
Okay, so Miss Richards, just, we're almost finished. I have a couple more photographs.
That would be a fingernail.
Whose fingernail?
That is mine.
How do you know it's yours?
Because I remember getting my nails done and it looking exactly like that.
Okay. Why is your fingernail laying in the center console of your car?
Because while we were driving home from the bar, I would put my hand up to shield him from grabbing my arm or hitting me in the face. Just the struggle alone, I guess my fingernail came off.
Okay. So kind of big picture, your hair was pulled out of your head and was found in the car, and your fingernail was ripped off of your finger.
Yes.
I'll move that photograph as the state's next exhibit, please. Can you describe first, were you scared during this incident? Both incidents, the one at leaving the bar, going to your house, and then the one at the sheriff's department.
Yes, I was very scared.
What, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most scared you've ever been in your life, what were you?
10.
10. Why?
Because there was a gun involved. Like I felt like he was going to kill me.
And you heard shots fired.
Yes.
You think those shots were fired at you?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
I don't guess I can call you General Sylvie. Actually, she is the domestic abuse prosecutor for the 23rd Judicial District. But before that, she used to be a public defender in Montgomery County and to the north, whatever that county is up there. And so we've flipped her around, and she's now a prosecutor for the domestic abuse cases that we have in our district. But now, tonight, she's reverting back to her role as a public defender, defending someone charged with that, so.
All right. Miss Richards, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you a couple questions, and I'm going to go kind of chronologically like the state did, okay? So I want to start with the bar, okay? So I want you to think back to what you were telling us about being at the bar. That was the night before, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you said that you drove there and back. All right. And your testimony is that you were sober this entire time.
Yes.
So you also testified that he was angry when inside the bar.
Yes.
So if you drove there or back, I assume you had a purse on you
Yes.
and you had the keys to your car in your purse?
Yes.
So if he was angry and belligerent, why not just leave
I did leave.
without him?
No, I meant I grabbed my keys and walked towards the door and he followed.
Okay, and I do remember that testimony. So you get out to your car. So you didn't ask him to come with you. You didn't tell him it was time to leave or anything
I
like
did
that.
say, hey, it's time to go. It's time to leave.
Okay, so you intended for him to go home with you.
I knew he was making a scene and drawing attention to us, and I wanted to de-escalate the situation, so I said we should leave.
Okay, so you weren't scared of him at that time.
All I said was is we should leave.
My question.
Yes, I was scared.
You were scared, but you invited him to come home with you.
I would say anything to get out of that bar.
Okay, and as you went outside, you stood out in front of your car, correct?
That is correct.
You said he was angry and belligerent and saying rude things to you. And at that time, you'd not gotten into your car yet.
I was heading towards the door to get into the car, yes.
And you still let him get in the car with you.
I was not going to fight him.
And you were in a public place.
That is correct.
Right. And he got in the car with you.
Yes.
Why leave the public place?
I was terrified. My reaction was just to get out of there. I might not have been thinking completely rationally. I was just trying to get out of there.
So you're terrified of him, and your response is to drive off with him in the car, you two alone. That's your response
It's to go home, yes.
with him,
If that's what happened, then that's what happened.
where you're gonna be alone. And you're terrified through this entire time frame.
I am.
Did you have a cell phone?
I did.
And so where was your cell phone during this entire time?
In my purse.
He never took it from you. You had it in your purse.
It was in my purse.
Why not call?
I should have.
When you were in your bedroom and he was in the living room, anything keep you from calling then?
I was scared that things would get worse if I called. I didn't know how much angrier he would be if I called. So I was just too afraid to call.
When he got up and went to work, why not call?
Because I made the decision to pack my stuff and to leave, and I was going to go make a report. But I wanted to wait till he was gone.
Now, I want to go back to Exhibit 1, and I don't know if I'm gonna have the court clerk pass you Exhibit 1. All right. So we went through these texts earlier. It says Kyle at the top, but his number's not shown. How do we know that's actually Kyle that's using that text right there?
Yes, if they did a forensic dump on the phone, then that would provide a number. But just from the first glance, I can see why you don't see the number, but
And then we go through the series of texts. It says, answer your phone. Who was your testimony that that was from?
Kyle Bush.
And then it says, I know you turned your Life 360 off. Who is your testimony that that text is from?
Kyle.
And then there's a text that says, I'm not doing this with you. That's the last time you put your hands on me. Who is it your testimony that that text is from?
From me to him.
Why is it not on the other side of the sheet?
I don't know.
Do you usually get text and incoming and outgoing text are on opposite sheets, opposite sides of the screen?
I guess.
But this one is in the same exact series.
I can't control how that looks on my phone.
All right.
That would be a technical problem.
So every other time that you get a text, the response text is on the opposite side of the screen, but this day you had a technical problem and the response came in on the
I'm
same
not
side
saying
of the
that
screen.
I had a technical problem. I'm just saying that that's what was seen on my phone.
You didn't text that to yourself?
No.
Who's your testimony that says you talk and I have something for you?
That message came from Kyle.
Okay. And then the leave me alone, don't contact me anymore, I'm going to the police. Who is that text from?
That is from me.
And again, it did not swap to the other side of the screen? No? And this isn't a group text or anything like that, it's just between you and Kyle.
That's correct.
And every other text you get with one other individual, the bubbles go back and forth on either side of the screen, but it didn't do it in this time. Okay. So let's go to Exhibit 2. Could you pass Exhibit 2? All right, so this is the parking lot you said that you were at?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, when did you see the white vehicle pull up? Was it while you were parking or,
I was already getting out of my car, closing the door, and I
Okay.
saw it.
and you saw him driving? How far away from your vehicle was he when you first noticed the white vehicle?
Like 2 car lengths
Okay.
away.
How did you know it was his vehicle?
because I recognize his vehicle. I know his vehicle.
Why?
And I saw him in the driver's seat.
How did you see him, through the front windshield?
No, I saw him as he was taking off through
Okay.
the passenger side window, or the driver's side window.
Okay, so that was actually when he came back. So you didn't see him until he was coming back after?
No, I saw him approach
Okay,
and then pull into a small parking lot and then go in the opposite direction to leave.
okay. So when did you actually know that he was the person in the vehicle?
As he was approaching, but
Okay.
I could get confirmation for sure that it was him as he was leaving. But I
Alright.
recognize his vehicle.
Okay. So in this photograph in Exhibit 2, is the passenger window up or down?
It's up.
And when you were talking about the gunfire, you said you heard the gunfire.
Yes.
Where were you at when you heard the gunfire?
And you were just back of my vehicle running towards the entrance of the building.
So did you actually see anything or did you only hear it?
I only heard the gunshots.
Okay. Now,
Let's see.
when you're running in this picture, the gunfire had already happened beforehand, correct?
From the time I exited my car and ran to the building, between that time is when the couple shots were heard.
So they were heard, but this passenger window is up, and you did not see anybody fire a weapon.
I did not.
And you would agree that you only noticed him when he came back and the driver's side was towards you, correct?
When I got out of my vehicle and I saw the truck approaching, I could see from the front of the vehicle through the window of who the driver was. And then I saw him again as he was leaving with the driver's side window down.
Okay. Was there anybody else in the vehicle?
Not that I could see.
Right now. Now, what time? No, I'm not gonna ask that. Know that the state asked you if you were scared on a scale of 1 to 10, and you said you were scared to a 10.
Yes.
Then you talked about the gunfire and things like that. At what point in all of this, because we've talked about two different incidences. We've talked about the night before, and then we've talked about this day at the police. Can you specify when you were scared to a level of 10?
The incident or the day that I went to make a report.
Okay. Because we've already gone through the night before, you didn't leave without him at the bar, you went with him. When you got in the car, you drove to a secluded place to your home. You also had a cell phone on you all of those times, correct?
That is
And
correct.
And didn't call? And then, so when you say you were scared to a level of 10, you're specifically talking about the day that at the police station. when you
I
went
was
to go
scared
make-
on both incidents, but not as scared as I was on the second incident.
I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Redirect, General Cross.
Just to be clear, the text messages from the defendant to you,
That is correct.
and that was as you were driving to the administrative office?
Yes.
You talk and what? What did he say? If you talk, what did he tell you?
I've got something for you.
And what picture did he send?
Picture of his gun.
This exhibit? So you talk, and I have something for you?
Yes.
Okay. So
So you brought the wrong Etheridge.
it's his computer. He's here in spirit. This has been a previously marked exhibit. I want to ask a couple of questions, following up to Ms. Sylvie's questions. That's you?
That is me.
At this point, have you heard any gunfire?
No.
When do you see the defendant's truck?
And then next second or two.
Are you looking at his truck right now?
Yes.
You can see him coming up the road?
Yes.
How many gunshots?
Can you replay it? I'm sorry. Four.
You heard 4 gunshots?
Yes.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but were you or were you not looking towards his vehicle at least twice when we heard gunshots?
I was.
Did those gunshots come from that truck?
Yes. They came from that direction. Yes.
Who was driving the truck?
Kyle Bush.
No doubt in your mind?
No doubt.
I'll pass the witness.
Recross.
When you got out of the vehicle, why did you have your hands to the side of your head?
I had my phone in my hand.
So you do have a phone. Who were you talking to?
I was talking to dispatch.
You never said that you called dispatch.
I was on the phone with dispatch because I went to the sheriff's office to make a report. That's why I was there.
When did you call police? Because in none of your prior testimony, you said anything about calling police.
I wasn't asked
When did you call police?
as I was en route to the sheriff's office.
But this, you never used that phone until then to call for help?
No.
Okay. And you said you still only heard the shots. You never saw any shots fired.
That's correct.
You can only say what direction they came from.
They were coming from that direction, the truck, yes.
Is that what highway's back there?
That's County Jail Drive.
Pretty busy highway?
If you're going to the jail or the sheriff's office, that's where that road leads to.
And then this is at the police station or headquarters? What is the name? Administrative building?
Yes.
Officers there? Were there officers there?
There was a deputy there.
Okay. Do officers carry guns?
Yes.
I have no other questions.
Anything further? Thank you, ma'am. You may step down and have a seat.